What is going on, guys? Shin here from CZeroMedia. In today's episode, we're going to continue building the CB550. I hope you all enjoyed my last episode where I did the jigsaw front and fork swap. In today's episode, I'm going to go ahead and start tearing down the rear end of the bike so I can take some parts to my powder coater and get it freshened up, powder coated black, so it's gonna look brand new on the bike. After I tear down the rear end of the bike though, I'm gonna talk about tire selection, right? What kind of tires did I go with? What kind of width, the height, the diameter did I go with? And what kind of rim am I going to be mounting on the CB550 as well? Alright, so this is how the bike looks like right now, and man, do I like walking on motorcycle. It is so much easier and faster to walk on bikes than it is cars. To get to this point on a car where everything is stripped down and the front suspension is all gone, that would have taken like at least a week to do. So I'm going to talk about this in more of a detail in this episode, but the reason why I am removing the rear end is because this rim is going to be run up front, and this super wide XL rim is going to be mounted on the back. I mean, look how wide this thing is. The rim width is as wide as the tire that I have on the bike right now. So what I'm gonna do today is go ahead and get the rear wheel completely off the bike, remove the tires off of it and the spokes, so I just have the hub and the rim. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is remove this old rusty chain which really lost all its lubrication because my gas tank was leaking and gasoline literally ate right through the grease that was on the chain. So I'm gonna throw this away and get a new one, and then trying to get this wheel off shouldn't be too difficult to do. Alright, so I took the gear cover off, and this is what it looks like inside of it. Right now it is super dirty, so I'm very excited to clean this up. But here is the sprocket on the engine side. I'm gonna go into more detail and explain to you what's gonna happen down the road on this build. But in order to fit these fat 140 width tires in the back, it's going to be hitting the chain if you were to install it as is. So what you need to do is shift this chain towards the outside of the bike a little bit so there's no rubbing. So what you can do is get a sprocket like this. Again, this is from my favorite company, Cognito Moto. They make custom sprocket that is offset. I can't remember how many millimeters, but you can see that the stock one is flush to the mounting surface as opposed to this one that offsets the chain location. So what it's essentially doing is allowing you to run the sprocket at the stock mounting point while pushing this chain out a little bit, so it's giving you additional clearance right here so you don't rub on the back. Again, I'll show you all of that when I get to it, but just to give you an idea of what will be happening on this build in order to run the wider rear tire. I don't think I've ever posted this anywhere, even on Instagram or Facebook, but you see this number 5432N1. I actually love this bike so much that I ended up getting a tattoo also of the logo 5432N1 in the same CB550 font. So that is a fun little CZeroMedia fact. Alright guys, and this is where we're at now. This feels like a flashback of a couple years back when I was building this for the first time. It is pretty much down to the frames at this point with just the engine in the frame, which can be removed within 30 minutes, super easy. So what I'm going to try to do now is try to remove this hub away from the rim, because this rear rim is going to be used up front and I'm going to be mocking up a new rim to work with this rear hub. I've never done a motorcycle tire job before, and I don't want to take it to a tire shop just for removal. So what I'm going to do is try to get this tire off the rim. If I can, then that'd be great, because then I can remove these spokes and then get it ready for the powder coaters. So here's a time lapse of me having no clue how to remove a tire off of a rim. Okay guys, whew. What I ended up doing was, because I couldn't pop off the tire like you could on a bicycle tire, I ended up just chopping it, and I realized the reason why I couldn't pull it off with screwdrivers was because these tires have metal enforcers in them, and that's why if you notice as I was cutting the tire it was shooting spark because I had to cut through this. So on these spoked rims you got the inner tube like a bicycle tire, because with the spoke setup if you apply pressure inside the tire it's going to leak through these spoke holes. So these motorcycle tires is going to need an inner tube, outer tire, and inner rubber protection piece that kind of sits over these screw holes. Cutting up the tire with an angle grinder was fun, though I've never done that. My neighbors probably saw I was smoking up my tires during burnout again. So now that the tire is off, what I need to do is separate the rim from the hub. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and start turning these out, making it loose, so I can actually unscrew these the right way. If that doesn't work out because it's rusted or corroded or whatever, if it's too difficult, I'm just gonna again chop this off with angle grinder and we should be done.